This video was inspired by an absolute king known as LT Darkring. Link will be available in the description.
It's not a big deal. We can handle it. I don't have to think about it. What we need to do is clear. Don't you think I don't know any other answer than yeah, and I don't need to know.
Welcome to a video on how to get good at the heavy Splatling, the premier backliner kit of Splatoon 3 for those who prefer to mow down any fool who enters their field of vision. With a barrage of colorful bullets, players who are able to master the art of channeling their inner fat bald Russian man will be able to terrify more players than the fresh season weapon kits being unveiled. Let's get started. The heavy Splatling is a long-range Splatling class weapon which specializes in controlling large swathes of the map with its oppressive firepower. The main weapon functions uniquely in that holding the fire button fills a ring around your reticle up to 2 times, the second of which fills twice as quickly. Releasing the button at any point will let loose a barrage of stored fire at a rate of 15 shots per second until the ring is depleted, lasting 1.2 seconds per ring filled for a maximum duration of nearly 2.5 seconds. Each shot deals 30 base damage, decaying to 15 damage based on travel time, and depending on how much the first ring was filled, travels anywhere from roughly 114 to 198 distance units. Nearly 4 lines in the testing range, a fully charged volley will consume 22.5% of your tank, allowing for 4 full volleys before a refill is needed. With the heavy Splatling, most weapons will not be able to contest you without surprising you as they are simply outranged. Take advantage of this by hanging just behind your teammates, preferably on high ground, and don't charge into splooshomatic range and look like a total schmuck. Here you can provide suppressive fire, pick off or deter enemies your teammates might not have seen, lay down ink for your team to move in or retreat, and become a living squid beacon for anyone looking to get back in safely. However, your range does not make you invincible, and the enemy team will definitely want you dead. You will likely have lots of bombs or specials thrown your way. So don't be afraid to cancel your charge and swim away if it means preserving yourself. Charges in particular will be an absolute fucking nightmare for you, as many of them can match your range or simply outrange you, and only require 1 shot to kill you. It is best not to try and fight them unless you find a safe opportunity to do so, and to let your teammates deal with them. Your fully charged volleys may be your greatest asset, but don't forget you can go for quicker partial charges, and still have more than enough damage to quickly kill anyone who comes near you. Remember this for any flankers who might mistake you for a free kill, only to be reduced to confetti and drop the game for Fortnite. Turning to the heavy Splatling sub-weapon, the Sprinkler. This adorable little contraption costs 60% of your tank to throw, and attaches itself to any surface. The Sprinkler then goes through several phases of spreading ink around itself in a radius of about 50 distance units, firing 15 droplets per second for the first 5 seconds, 10 droplets per second for the next 15 seconds, and finally less than 7 droplets per second indefinitely. The droplets deal 20 damage, and yes, you can die to the Sprinkler. It is every bit as embarrassing as it sounds. The Sprinkler has 120 health and can be attacked and destroyed. It will also be destroyed if the user is killed, or the user deploys a new one. The Sprinkler catches a lot of flack, but it can actually be a very rewarding special for those who know how to use it, in my opinion. The Sprinkler has the most creative applications out of any sub-weapon. You can place it as a distraction for an enemy, and take them out while their guard is down. Or, you could use it as a meat shield, blocking some damage from an attacker and allowing you to get away or retaliate. Even for the purposes of simple ink coverage you have many options with the Sprinkler. Throw one down at the start of the round for free special points, onto moving parts of the map for greater coverage, or at spots high above the ground to force enemies to stop paying attention to destroy it. The heavy Splatling special weapon is the Wave Breaker, costing 200 special points. This special is what you get when you strap a fucking car battery to an oversized children's toy. When deployed, the Wave Breaker releases 3 shockwaves each with a 2-second delay, and then expires. The shockwaves expand outward along the ground up to a radius of about 200 distance units, dealing 45 damage and tracking any enemies they touch for 7 seconds. The shockwaves can pass through walls and travel along floors slightly above or below the Wave Breaker's elevation. The Wave Breaker can also be attacked and destroyed prematurely, and has around 400 health. The Wave Breaker complements the heavy Splatling's area control exceptionally well. Be mindful of where you place it, as the shockwaves will only travel a little above or below the elevation at which the Wave Breaker is placed. Find a spot that will create the most pressure for enemies, forcing them out of their ink to jump or damaging and tracking them for your team. Try to place the Wave Breaker behind cover as well, as it can be attacked and walls will not impede the shockwaves. This lets you put the Wave Breaker in very aggressive spots with minimal risk of being destroyed, forcing the enemy team to play DDR for the entire match. My personal pick for abilities with the heavy Splatling would be Run Speed Up, Ink Recovery Up, and Special Charge Up, with Run Speed Up being especially important, as you will spend most of the match charging or firing your gun, and increasing your run speed will grant you tons of maneuverability. In terms of strengths, the heavy Splatling packs a ton of firepower, boasts a very long range, and is capable of painting very well, all in all without eating up much of your ink tank. This makes the weapon exceptional at locking off large chunks of the map and helping your team gain control. The heavy Splatling also benefits greatly from the Wave Breaker, a very powerful special that makes you even stronger at area denial. However, the charge mechanic of the heavy Splatling can feel cumbersome at first, and prevent you from reacting to threats as quickly as something like a shooter. You are also counted rather heavily by chargers, and with the popularity of Elite, some matches are going to be very challenging for you. Thanks to this guide, you will now be able to induce PTSD into little Timmies across the globe, and remind your enemies why it's called a heavy Splatling. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more shit like this. Have fun.